Let us solve the exercise number 5 in the part B of our C# lab. In this exercise, we are supposed to create a web application to design an admission form with client-side validations. So this is the form that they have given, and they have asked us to create the same form with the client-side validations, which are given on this side. So let me go ahead and let me create the application. I'm going straight away to the Visual Studio, and I'm going to click on this file, and I will select new and project. Once I select file, new project, I'm going to select the under the C# web. I'll click on the C# and then web. I will select ASP.NET web application. You can select the location where you want to save your file and then click OK. Don't select this just empty web and don't select any of this. So don't select any here nor select anything from here. Just click OK, and the Visual Studio will create a blank application for you. Once this application has been created, go to the Solution Explorer, and you will need to add one of the web form to this. Solution Explorer will be here on the right hand side. If it is not available, go to the view, and the first option to be found here is the Solution Explorer. Click on that, and you'll be able to see the Solution Explorer. Under the Solution Explorer, you have the solution and you have the web application. So whatever the name you have given, that name will be there here. So this will be the, don't click on the solution, click on the individual application, right click on it, and you will get an option to add. So just right click, and you get an option to add, and then you select web form. So add web form. So click on it, and it will ask you for a name of the web form. Click OK, because we are not interested in the name of the web form. Let me click OK, and then you are here. Okay. So if you look at this one, this is nothing but it's a table. If you look at carefully look at this particular thing, it's a tabular structure with rows and columns. So you notice here, this is one column, this is the other column, and you have a number of rows. So many rows will be there. I will randomly select 10 rows here. So I assume that there will be 10 rows. So let's go ahead and let's insert the table here. So you can always see to it that you are there inside the form and inside the div. So you are here at this location. This is the location. Again, you can switch between the design view and split view and source view. So there are three options are there. Currently you are in the source view. You can click on the design view, it will take you to the design view. You can click on the source view, it will take you to the source view. You can go to the split view, and you can see both the design as well as the source. Now let me see to it that you are here in between the div here. So this is the location where you are supposed to be there. All the typing has to be done within this location. I'm going to go to this table here. So if you notice here, when you are in the design view, that the table option, you will not see it here. I mean, in the source view, that table option will not be available here. You need to switch to the table view. Now, when you click on this design view, when you click on this design view, you are not sure whether you are inside the div or not. Even though if you are there at the proper location, it will tell you that you are inside the div. You notice that it is showing div here. But how do we 100% sure that we are there at that point? So in the source view, just type something here. Just type something here, and then switch to the design view. Now you are for 100% sure that you are there at in between the div. Okay, this you can delete it later. So I will press enter. Let that be there, and then I will start inserting it. Then I can later delete this one once I have inserted my required table there. So You will be here, you notice that it has added a break, BR here. Whatever it has added, let it be there. So you type something here in the source view and then switch to the design view. And in the design view, let us go to the table here. Now you will notice that you get an option for a table here. So click on the table and I'm going to select the insert table. See to it that you are here. So you must be at this point. So ensure that you are there and then insert table. And in the insert table, I will select 10 rows and 3 columns. So I will select 10 rows and 3 columns. Just click OK. After that, don't select anything. Just click OK. Let us start with the design now. I'm going to slightly drag it down and I'm going to show you what will come here. So the top, you have this. This is your what they have given. That is, this is the question. So top, you have the registration form. So I'm going to just type that thing. So this is my first row. If you click here, this will be my first row. You notice that I'm not very sure whether you will be able to get it in your recorded video, but this is the first row and the middle column. So this will be the middle column. So this is the column that I'm interested in, that middle column, first row, middle column. I'm going to type on registration. Let it go to any place there. I will just type a registration form there. So it will go here and there. Let it go. No problem. So you notice that the first column is narrower, and the last column is narrower, and the middle column has expanded. Let it expand. No, not an issue. Let us look at this part now. I'm going to fill within this. I'm going to fill this part now. That is the column number 1. I'm going to fill all the content of the column number 1, and I will come back to the column number 2 and then the column number 3. So let's fix one after the other. I will just keep my Visual Studio at this side so that I can just start typing. The first one is the name. So click on the second row. This is the first row. Okay, this will be the second row. So second row, first column. So you notice this is the first column and this will be your second row. First row is already has something in the middle. You just type name and press the down arrow. On your keyboard you have the down arrow. Just press the down arrow. It will take you to the next one. And you have register underscore number, down arrow, date underscore of underscore birth. It's there. Then you have a department. Done. Then you have address. Done. And then you have phone number. Phone number. Done. Down, press the down arrow. As you type, you can press the down arrow. And you have a personal phone number. And then you have a home phone number. Then you have email underscore ID. Okay, done. So these many are there here, the left hand side. Okay. So this is what you have it. Now what you can do is you notice here, if you carefully look at here, this you can see on this side, you can see a column block here. You can see that dash 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 which is coming down. Okay, you can see there. If you just go there and click and drag it back. Okay, I'm going to zoom out and then show you. We'll zoom out completely and then show you. So you go here, you see it is a double-headed arrow. You notice the mouse pointer will change to double-headed arrow. Remember, it must be left and right double-headed arrow. Click and drag it back. Okay. So you have a lot of spaces here. Now in this region, you have to keep on adding text boxes. So all these are text boxes, one after the other. So you will have to put text boxes except for this phone number. You notice that that phone number does not have the text box. All of them have the text box. So I'm going to do that thing faithfully. by going to the toolbox. Again, if the toolbox is not visible, go here and go to the view and then search for the toolbox. What I'm going to do is I'm going to click on the toolbox and I'm going to pin this toolbox. So you have this, not the X mark, the other one, the auto hide. So I'm going to pin this one, so it will be pinned here. And then I will click on the name here and let me go and then search for text box. The minute I type text box, you get this text box. Click and drag the text box here. That's the first text box. Next text box, registration number text box, date of birth text box, department text box, address text box, phone number you don't have it. Remember, don't add that. Personal phone number you have text box, email ID, the phone number, home phone number you have it, email ID you have it. So all of them are your text boxes. So done with it. Now what you have to do is you have to go here to the extreme side here. You can notice that there is a column marker here. So you go here. As usual in the previous case, go to this column here and you see it is two-headed arrow which is pointing left and right. Click here and drag it back. So you are actually narrowing the width of the middle column. So your first column is narrower now, second column is narrower, and third column is wider. Let it be there. So you can click as much as you want, you can click it. Okay, and drag it, click and drag it. Now once this is done, we will have to go with the required thing. Now what I'm going to do is, you notice here, I'm going to my last column here. That is last row. This is the last row. First column, this is the last row, second column, last row, third column. You notice here. After this, let me zoom out for you because it is going here and there. After this, just press tab. So you are in the last column, the last column here. Press tab here. It will automatically create one more row for you. Okay. So if you, for your thing, I'm going to do it one more. Don't do it. Okay. Just to show you, if you are there at the last column and press tab, will add a row for you. If you do not want this row, select this row and you can right click and then say delete this, not delete this row. Okay, select it, select this row, so added extra, right click and then say delete, not the table, delete the rows. Again, you can do it for the columns and so on and so forth. Now here in the last column, middle one, I'm going to add a button there. So I will go to my toolbox. Again, if you close it, go to view and then search for the toolbox. Just to type button here, okay, and you get the button there. Click and drag this button and leave it here. So I need a button at that particular point. Now I need all of the validation controls which are to be shown here. Okay. So how do I get the validation control? To do that, I'm going to go to the toolbox again and I'm going to search for validation. Just search for validation. Okay. Validation, and you get a lot of validations here. All the validation controls will be available at this point. What you need to do is you have to get all of them are there. You can't drag anything and everything. You have to drag whichever is required. And what is required? If you look at the question that they have given, the first one is, let me zoom in for you, is must enter a name. This means it is required. So this particular thing is required. So how do I get that thing? If you go here and if you look at the toolbox, the here, and you have the required field validator. So this is the one that you need to drag, the required field validator. Okay. Click here and drag and leave it onto the third column. Remember, you are leaving it on the third column. in front of this thing is moving here and there, so it will be irritating to you. So this is the third column of the first row. In front of the name, you are putting it on the same row. So I will zoom out for you because it is irritating to me also. Okay, so just so you notice that this is it. So in this row, you have the name, the text box, and then required field validator. Now you go to the properties of this, right click and then go to the properties of this. Now here you see a lot of things. One of the very important thing that you need to do is this particular property. You have to set this property control to validate. If you forget to do that thing, you will get an error message. Even if you drag it and don't do it, you don't add this, you will get an error. So which control has to be checked? Now this control, that is the error message has to come if somebody has not typed anything on this particular text box. So let us look at what is the name of that particular text box. I'm going to go to my Visual Studio and I'm going to click on this text box. Let's look at the properties of that text box. You can see that this is text box 1. You can actually, Visual Studio will show you that this is text box 1, but still I'm going to right click and I'm going to show you the property of this. Now this text box, so this is the text box number 1. You notice this is the text box number 1, and I want to set the control for that. So how do I do that? I'm going to click on this again, required validator, and I am going to click on the properties. Since I need the properties every now and then, I'm going to pin even this property. So I will go here and pin this property, not the X mark, the pin mark. Okay. If you clicked on the X mark, go to the view, right click and just get the properties and it will come back to you. Okay, so in the required field validator, I'm going to go and I'm going to say control to validate. So control to validate is text box number 1, and that is this text box. So I'm going to check for the whether something has entered in this text box or not. When I do that, and then I am going to go here and I'm going to give the error message. What is the error message? Error message is the one that they have given here, and what they have given is must enter name. So this is what they have given. So I'm going to say must enter name. So this is what they have typed there. So must enter name, and I'm going to change the fore color here. You can notice here the fore color. I'm going to type red, red color. So you can click on this and then select the red color. Okay, so you can do that also. How did I do it? Just you have the ellipses here. So you click on this and you get the dialog box. Select the red color and it is all done. But I know that it is red color, so I'm going to just type that red color. Now, if you run it, you just run it and you will get an error message. So let's run it and then get an error message, and then we will fix the problem. So let me close this window first, then run it. Okay. So when you run this particular thing, you get an error message saying that there is something wrong with the settings, and we need to add that setting. So I've just started the browser here, and when it is running, you will notice that when I try to validate this particular application, I get a error message saying that you get everything. If you just click on this button, I will change the name of the button later, but if you just click on this button, you get a error message saying that unobtrusive validation mode is required. Okay. So you get that error message, and this word must be typed as it is, even though it is very difficult to pronounce, but you have to type that word as it is. That is why I told you to get this error and then fix this error. Keep this error as it is. Copy this, right click and then click on copy. Only copy this word. Remember, you need to do for the validation checking. Okay, so what it says is for validation, you require that one, and you need to set that particular property. Let me stop this And let me go to the Solution Explorer now. If you notice here, you have the Solution Explorer. Again, if you have closed the Solution Explorer, go here to the View and get the Solution Explorer. And you have one important file over here. Let me show you this one. And that particular file is the web config. So this file, you need to open that web config file. You have to put the setting in this web config file. So let's go and double click on this web config. Double click on this web config. Lot of things will be there. Okay. For your understanding, in order to get it in full screen view, I'm going to unpin this one as well as unpin this one so that you can see there. Remember, everything is there in between configuration and configuration. You have all this configuration. You go to the last line, don't go in between last line. Before the configuration, you have to put everything inside the configuration, don't go outside the configuration. So go to the last line before the end of the configuration. This last line, before this last line, go here and then press enter. Okay. Now we are going to add an app setting. So how do I do that thing? I'm going to go here and I'm going to say app. You notice that when you type it, you get it. When you if you get like this, just press enter. Don't use your intelligence and start typing. You will type it wrongly and it won't work. So when the Visual Studio is helping you with something, accept that one. Unless and otherwise you are sure that that is not really required. So just type app setting. AP is enough. Just press enter. Visual Studio will do the needful thing. Close the bracket and Visual Studio will add the closing tag for you. Press enter. Don't click here and there. Just press enter and you get a line in between. Now you have to add a key value pair. One is key is name, value you know very well is the value that is given. So you open it and then type add, and you notice the minute you type add, Visual Studio will help you with do you want to add that. Press enter and accept what the Visual Studio has done and just press space here so that you have some empty place in between. You start with the key. Okay. You can use control space if at all you want to help with everything. Okay. And this is validation setting. So you are doing validations. The program is all about validation. You know very well. You have to do, these are all called as validation control. So we have to set some properties for that. So V is in small case and you type validation without mistake. S is in capital, settings, validation setting. V in small case, validation settings. S in capital, this S must be in capital. So this S must be in capital. Okay, this is in capitals. Which settings? Yes, this S is in capital. After that, okay, after this, go here, put semicolon, and then you copied it from here. So don't use your common sense. Just come here, copy this one. Control C to copy. Copy that thing without extra thing. Just copy this one. Come here and paste it. Okay, this is required as it is. It is 100% guaranteed that you will type it wrongly if you start using your brain. Okay, don't use your brain in this case. Just come here and copy it and then paste it here. It is 100%. It is going to work. Then you need, this is the key. This is the key, and set the value here. Okay, so VAL, type it, control space, control and press space. Visual Studio will help you with that. Whenever you are in trouble, press the control CTRL followed by space together. You have to type them, control space. Then you type none, NON, okay, E. Visual Studio will not help you with the value because Visual Studio doesn't know what is the value that you are going to supply. So what you have done is key is validation setting, then a colon required. Okay, you notice here, then a colon, then unobtrusive validation mode, value is none. Just to save it, you can save everything. if you tell you want to save it, save all, or just save this one, save and save. And one of the biggest mistake that you are going to do is you are going to run this. You immediately will start running it. Don't run with the configuration web.config. Web.config file cannot be displayed. So just close this web.config. It is no longer required. Only that setting you have to do it. This is no longer required. Close it. Now you are back to the main page. Now give it a fresh try and it will run, and this time everything will work fine. And you go here, and now if you don't type anything in this, if you don't type anything and then click on the button, you get the error message saying that must enter. So if you type something here, I will change my browser, otherwise it will start showing all my name and other details. So you just click on which one, this button, and then press this. It's going to work here. Okay. What I can do is I have in private window. Okay. I'll open it in private window because it will start the, otherwise it will show my details there. And I'm going to open it in the private window. Okay, done. Okay. This is a private window, and hope it's not going to show. It is still showing the same detail, the dirty thing. Okay. I will come up with the other browser. Let me just give me a second. So I have the Brave browser with me, which does not has imported anything. So my personal details will not be shown during the video. Now, if I type anything, and if I click on the browser, it will just accept it. So this is the first part that I have done. Now let's look at the other things. What are the other details that we need to do with the application? I'm going to go to the second part here, that is the register number. And what they have said, the register number, there is a range that they have specified. So if you notice this particular thing, there is a range. So register number, they have given us a range. So let us go for the validation of the register number. I'm going to go here again to my toolbox, and I will just pin it. Then I'm going to search for the validation. So let me search for the validations. So I have this validations, and you have this range validator. So just drag this range validator and leave it. So you have this range validator, and now you have to set this range validator to the text box which is next to it. So what is the name of this text box? I'm going to right click on it, and I'm going to go to the properties. If you have already pinned it, it's well and good. Otherwise, I'm going to just pin it. So this is text box 2. I will go to this range validator, and then very important thing, you have to set this one control to validate. This is required. If you forget this, you will get an error message. So control to validate is the text box number 2. And what is the error message? So let's look at the error message that they have typed. So the error message that they are saying is must be. I'm going to type it in the error message here. So this is the place where I'm going to type it. I think during the examination you can type something that is equivalent to this. You do not have to by heart all these things. So must be enter. Okay, whatever it is, must be enter between 35208001. See, I'm typing it during the examination. Don't expect. Nobody expects you to type the same numbers, but something 3520 something like that. You just type some number starting with the 35. That's enough. These two numbers. This is the error message. Now they have given the range. So this is the minimum value. This is the minimum value, and this will be the maximum value. So they have given the range. Let's go and put this range here. So if you scroll down here, you get the maximum first and the minimum next. So the first you have to put the maximum, next one is the minimum. I'm going to go to my thing over here. This is the maximum 3520 something. I'm going to just copy it. I'm going to paste it. So this is the maximum range, and the minimum range is 32800. I think this is the 801. So I'm going to copy it. Just assume that I've typed this number faithfully. So this is the minimum range, and next one is the maximum range. Just type the minimum and maximum range as usual. Type the four color as red, so you know very well. So four color is the red. Just type it and just leave it here. Okay, so this is it. I'm going to save everything. I will go here to my left hand side, save or save everything, save it. Okay, let me go to my browser. You can run it. I'm not going to run it because it will start with the Internet Explorer, because I've just installed it. I don't think so that it will be listed here. Okay. So you can change it. By the way, you can click here and then select the browser of your choice. So whichever browser it is installed, it is going to show you. Why not? I am selecting Chrome and other things. All of them have my personal details inside it. So as I record my video, I don't want my personal information to be recorded and shown to the rest of the world. So I will use this Brave browser, in which I have not imported any of the settings. So I will go here and press enter. You can click on the refresh also, the one in the frame. Just refresh it and it will reload the whole thing, or you can click here and then press enter, one in the same. So if you don't type anything and just press here, you're going to get this one. If you type something and press here, you will not get any error. However, this is very important thing here. That is, this particular validator will check for the values that you have entered. Okay, so now if I try, you will see the value is in between this and that. It's going to come. If you don't type anything, by default, it will not check whether it is correct or not. Or when you type something, so if I type something here, it will check whether the value is in between the range that you have given, not the words that I've given here. The range is the one that I specified here in the, go here. Here, the minimum and maximum, whatever I have typed, it's going to check within that range. If it is not within that range, it will give an error message saying that you have to type that particular thing. So I think I have not pasted it. So this is a valid one. So if I click on submit button, it will accept it. 80845. This is also valid one. It will accept it. So this number must be within the valid range. Now let's go to the next one. Next one is the date of birth, and here what they've said is must enter date of birth. Must means required validation. So let me go here to the next one. So if you have closed the toolbox, open the toolbox and go to the validation control here. So let me go here. Why it is not going? Okay. Validation control here, and I'm going to go to the required field validator. Click and drag it here. So you get the required field validator. You are going to validate the text box. If you have dragged it to a wrong page, like how I have done it, to move it, you have to click on this. You see the, when you click on it, you see one extra heading that it is. You can click on it and then drag it up. I'm going to go up there. Okay, done with it. Now let me. So required field validator. Which field to be validated? This is the text box number 3. Notice that this is the text box number 3 that I want to set it. So I will go here, control to validate. This is a very important property. Remember, without this, if you try to run the program, you will get that you have to set this control to validate property. That's required. Without this, you can't run the application. So I'm going to go to the text box number 3. This is the text box number 3. And what is the error message that I'm supposed to type? I'm going to just delete it. And what is the error message? Let me just drag it and just show you what is the error message. They said must enter date of birth. So I'm going to just type whatever that they have typed there. Must enter date of birth. Date of birth. Done. And as usual, I'm going to set the four color property to red. This is the only thing that I'm doing. Okay. Save it. Now you can run it and then see it, but I will just refresh it. You can come here, click on this and press enter. This is the same as refreshing it. So you get this one. So if you click on it, you see must enter date of birth. So you just type the date of birth like 21/03/2005. Okay. And if you do it, you have entered something. It got. Let's look at next property. And what is the next property? Department must enter DEPT. So again, this is also one and the same. So I'm going to go here and then I will go to the required field validator. Click on this required field validator. Again, you can close the toolbox. Go here and search for the toolbox. Go search for the validation control and then you will get them. So type validation here. Just VAL is enough. It's going to take you there. And I'm going to go and same thing required field validator. So this is the only field that we are using. So required field validator, keep it in front of the department and which is the text box number. So this text box number is text box 4. Again, if you close it, right click and go to the properties, you will get to the properties. Okay. So this is text box number 4. I will click on this required to validator. So this is required to validator. What is the first thing? Very important thing, control to validate. This is a must there. So this must be equal to the text box number 4. So I'm going to go here, control to validator. This property has to be set, otherwise you get the error message. So control to validate text box number 4. And what is the error message? Whatever the error message they have said, I'm going to just click here, must enter the EPT. This is what they have said, must enter the EPT. That is what they have done there. So must enter the EPT. Done. For color, I'm going to set it to red as usual. So just set the for color as a red. The for color is set to red. I'm going to save it and I will go to my, you can run it from here, but I will go here to my, you can click on this refresh or can click on this one to reload it. So you are going to reload the content and then if you click here, you notice that must enter department. If you type the department as CS and then type it, it's going to go, date, it's going to go. So you have the department being shown to you. Let's look at the next one. Address, what is the address? They again say must address, enter the address. That means again, it is the same old thing. So I'm going to go to this one, address field here in front of the address. Remember, I'm putting it in the column number. This is the column, last column. So in front of the address, click here. Go to the required field validator. Again, if you close the toolbox, open it, then search for the validation. You get the required field validator. Click and drag it here. Required field validator. It has come here. Look at which is the text box. This is the text box number 5. So click on the required field validator and go to the control to validate. This is very important. Control to validate is the text box number 5. And you have to set the error message. What is the error message? I'm going to just drag it down and get the error message now. So what is the error message? Address, must enter address. So this is what they have typed there. Must enter address. So this is done. And what is the next thing that I'm going to do is I'm going to set the for color to red. Then just save it and I'm going to go to the web browser here. You can refresh it or enter it. Okay, so you get this one. If you submit, you get all of them. So you must enter the address, say Udupi, and that is gone. Again, if you type all of them, all the validations will check. Let's go to the next one. And in the next one, what they have done is they have put the compare validator here. You can put the compare validator here also, or you can put the compare validator for this one also. So there is nothing wrong in it. However, this compare validator, I'm going to check it with respect to this state. what is this comparison that is being done? You must not enter the same number for your personal and phone numbers should not be same. That is what is the comparison. So these two numbers cannot be same. So that is what is the validation all about. Let's go here, and I'm going to click here as what they have said, and I will go to the compare validation. So you notice they have given the name itself, compare validation. So compare validator. I will click on this compare validator. Again, all the things are same. If you have closed this toolbox, go to the view, search for the toolbox, and then search for the validators, and you get the compare validator. Click and drag it and place it in front of here. Now, only difference is I'm going to check with respect to this home phone number. So, what is the text box number for that? Is text box number 7. So, I'm going to check for the text box number 7 on that one. Let me click on the compare to validator, and let's go to the properties. As usual, the control to validate is text box number 7. Remember, as I've told you, I'm going to check for this one. Okay, set it to this one and compare it with respect to the other one. Okay, so that is when. So the on top of it, control to compare. So you see this control to compare. That will be text box number 6. So this is the text box number 6. This will be the set. With this is text box number 6 will be compared to the text box number 7. So let me go to the compare to validator. I'm going to click on this compare to validator. Control to compare is text box number 6. So control to compare is the text box number 6, and control to validate is the text box number 7. So this is what is the comparison. So this is what I have set here. So let me show you there. Zoom out and show you. So control to compare is text box number 6, this one, and then control to, let me, where is it? Come on here. Let me click here and let's show you. Okay, control to validate is text box number 7, and that is this one. Okay, so that is done. Error message is, fortunately they have given the direct error message, and that is control to validate. So they have given the same, sorry, compare validator. So that is the error message that they have given, and that error message is by default, it will appear there. And the very important thing is which is the operator. So one extra thing you must remember here is which is the operator that you need to use. They should not be equal. So by default, they say that these two must be equal. No, they should not be equal. Personal number and phone numbers are two different things. So here they expect that to be, if you look at this operator here, okay, operator not equal. Operator is not equal. So control to compare text box 6, control to validate text box 7, they should not be equal. So let me save it. You can run it and then see it, but I'm going to go to this and then I'm going to refresh it. Okay. And then I'm going to type one number here, so 34, and again I'm going to type 34, and I get a compare validator. Now the only thing that I have not done is I have set the color as black here. I will set the color as red here. So as usual, four color is red, red for the four color. So let's go and let me save it and then try it. When I type the same number, let me type the same 34, let me type the same 34, compare validator will come. If these two numbers are different and I click on the button, these two will go. Others definitely will be there because I have not set them. Let's go to the next one, email ID. So this is the next one, and what they have said is the regular expression validator. So they have given the hint itself, regular expression validator. I'm going to go here. As usual, I'll go to the toolbox here, and I've searched for the validators, and you have the regular expression validator. So click here and then drag it, regular expression validator, which is the name of this controller. So name of this controller, this problem is there because what they are doing is somehow the one person, great person, thought that the focus should be there on the item that is selected. So when I take it back, it will by default it will take me here. So I will zoom out and just show you. I assume that it's going to be shown on the small screen also, that is on your mobile also. You'll be able to see that this is text box number 8. Okay. So I have to set it for the text box number 8. So let me go to the validation expression. Control to validate as usual. And I'm going to set it to text box number 8. And here, because it's a regular expression, you have to search for the expression that you are going to write here. So you see the validation expression here. So this is the one, validation expression. Click on it. You see 3 ellipses here. Click on these ellipses and you get a dialog box. And in this dialog box, search for internet. Let me internet will be there. Okay, internet email address. Internet email address. So it's going to give you a regular expression there. I'm not very sure whether you are familiar with the story of regular expression. Click on OK, and that expression will be added. As usual, you change the fore color to red. So this is very much required. Fore color has to be red, and the error message is not to be changed because they said regular expression validator. So as usual, let me go to the Visual Studio, save it, go here and just refresh it. And if I type, so if I type a wrong email address like my name, which is not a email address, it will tell me regular expression. If I type a proper email address, money at mail.com, if I type like this, and this is a valid email address. If I just type money at mail, it will just show me a regular expression validator. You can give a, I'm not sure whether you are supposed to give it or not because that's the question. My common sense says that you can give proper error message here, enter a valid email address, something like that, enter a valid email address, a good error message. Here also phone number, personal and home phone number should not be equal. You can type like that. Okay? But because I am recording a video and if I record it wrong, people will say that you are teaching the wrong things. That was not asked for. So my common sense definitely says that instead of this, you can type your own error message. But because I am following what the university is saying, I am going to keep those 2 error messages as it is. But my request is you just change that thing. It doesn't make any sense to somebody who just sees it. Compare validator means what? Okay, so we must tell them that the personal phone number and home phone number cannot be same. Okay, also please type the valid email address, something like that. You can give the error message. Now this is all good, but what will you write during the examination? You have to first write it, is it not? What are you going to write? So that story is very dangerous now. So I'm going to just unpin this one, and I'm going to unpin this one, and let us look at the source, what it has done. You see the source is very much, a lot of things are there. Out of this, during the examination, don't write this class. I'm going to delete all these classes because you are not familiar with the CSS. That class has to be there with the cascading style sheet, which has nothing to do with the ASP.NET as such. CSS are there to format the pages, to make it look beautiful, make it look colorful, and so on and so forth. So which is not really required. So what I'm going to go here is I'm going to go to this edit, and I'm going to go to the advanced, and I think under the advanced it is there, and find and replace. I'm not going to get okay, find. Okay, here it is. Find and replace. Control H is the, Microsoft Word also it is the same option. So replace, find and replace. I'm going to, don't do it. I'm just showing you because I want you to see the only the bare minimum thing, replace it with nothing, and I'm going to say replace everything. So it will say one occurrence has been replaced. So I will just make table here. Again, I will select this one. Don't do it. I will explain. Just wait patiently for few things. I'm going to remove these classes because they are going to. I will replace it with black. So this class also I'm going to replace it because they are not required. Okay. So this is not required for the examination. Even if it is there, nobody cares. So I'm going to replace. I think all are gone. Now you are there with the there with you notice that the styles it has added style 1, style 2, and so on and so forth. It has added some styles. Forget them. You just add it and then show it. Now, what you need to do during the examination? Definitely, you have to remove this STDV and other things that what I have typed here, right at the top. I'm going to delete that because it is not a part of it. So just delete this one. It is deleted. Also, this button was there. I will give a name to this button. Right click and go to the properties and just give the name. Register some name you just give. Type some text there on the top of that button. Say register. Okay? So that it won't look like a button. Even if it is a button, nobody cares because they have not shown that button there. So this button, register button will be there. Now, what is important? Let's look at the source here. So you have this table and table. The entire thing, whatever you, I'm going to show it in a spec view. All this, the full table that you have shown here, this whole table that you've drawn, this table is surrounded between table and slash table. So it starts from here. This part is table. Okay. Last part is this part. So from here to here, it starts from table and ends at the table. So this is the table. Okay. Next one. Within this table, I'm going to put a plus here so that it will expand. Within this table, you have one row. You see that rows there. TR and TR are for rows. So all these rows that you see within the table, one row, this row is TR and TR. This row is TR and TR. Okay, and so on. So all of them are rows. Let us look at the first row here. In the first row, there are three columns are there. This is column number 1, column number 2, column number 3. Okay, I'm going to expand only the TR now. So in the TR, okay, so right at this here. So in the TR, let's look at this one TR. The first row, TR and TR. So this is the first row. Okay, I'm expanding this TR. So you see, if I click on it, it's going to show me that this is the one that I'm talking about. So if I expand, what is there? So this has three columns. This one, TD and slash TD, this is for the first column. Next TD and TD, this is for the second column. This TD and TD is for the third column. The three columns are there. Middle column, I have typed registration form. Middle column, I have typed registration form, and that is going to come in between TD and slash TD. Whatever I have written, it's going to come here. First column, you don't need to write. This is NS. This NBSP means non-breakable space. You don't need to type that thing during the examination, but you have to just type TD, 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 TD 2 times. So in between TD, you have to write a register form. Okay. This is for the one row. What about the second row? Let me expand the second row. Second row, you have to write the name. The first column. TD, remember, row is from TR to TR. So from TR is here. So this TR to TR, this is one row, this is this full row. TR to TR is one full row. The first column, sorry, this is okay. First column, you have name. TD, you have name. Can you see there? Okay. Second column, you have a text box. Have a text box. Can you see that text box. I will come back to that text box. A text box is in the third column. You have enter name must be, that is the required field validator. You have this. Okay. You have to do it for all the columns, all the rows like that. If I start explaining, it will take hours together. Now, how do you get a text box? You can drag it in Visual Studio, no doubt, but that is written as ASP colon text box. ASP colon text box. Now, what was the name of the text box? I told you name of the text box was the text box 1. Let me just show you name of this text box. Let me just go to the properties. Name of the text, not this one, text box. There is the text box 1. What is it trying to show? Okay, text box 1. That is the ID. If you look at it here, somewhere you will see this ID. Can you see that ID? ID is text box 1. That is the ID that was there, and in the source code also it is showing me okay, ID is text box number 1. You have to write this one for all the control, whatever you are starting with ASP. You have to always write a run at server, because this tag will run at the server. Followed by, see, you started with if I just delete this, remove this one. Okay, I'm going to just cut it. Okay. So you notice that this is one tag. Okay. This is the other one. You start with the text box. You end with the slash text box. The one extra thing that is there is the slash. This slash is there, forward slash. That is region sign. Okay, I'm going to just undo whatever I have done. Okay. Okay, so this is the same for here also. You start with the ASP. ASP is required for all the ASP controls. Then required field validator. Then it will end with the slash ASP required field validator. It will be in the same way. Now let us look at what is there inside this. Okay, ID as usual for all the controls. You have the ID there. Go to the design view. For all the controls, if you go to the properties, there will be an ID. If I click on this one also, there will be an ID for this one. It is not refreshing it. Okay, required field validator, that is the ID. Required field validator, this is the ID. This ID is there. And if you look at the source code, required field validator, ID is there. Okay, run at server will be there as usual. Control to validate is the text box number 1. If you look at the design here, control to validate is text box number 1. Whatever you have written, control to validate, text box 1. Okay, and you notice error message must enter 4 color red. You notice all these things it is adding here. Error message, if you look at here, error message, you notice that error message, come on, yeah, and 4 color. I don't know what is wrong with this dirty software. Okay, so error message is this one. 4 color is 4 color. You have to do it for all the controls. I will not waste my video timing on this one, explaining all the controls. Only thing I'm going to tell you is you don't have to write for the examination. You don't have to write such a big word text box. You can write TB1 text box 1 short version. However, very important thing. I will just undo this. You notice here control to validate is just give me a second. Control to validate is this text box number 1. Whatever ID you are giving, that same ID must be here. So suppose if you are saying calling this one as TB1, you have to also call this one as a TB1. So can I call this as a required validator RV1? Yes, you can write it RV1. Write the short IDs. You don't have to write a very lengthy ID when you are writing it. not when you are doing it on the Visual Studio. That story is different because Visual Studio is strong enough to handle all those things. So will it run? The question is, if you make this one TV1, RV1, will it run? Let me go here. I've changed it. I've saved everything, and I'm going to go here, refresh it. Okay, I've changed all the ID. For my ID, I'm going to click on it. You notice it will come. If I type something, it will vanish. There is nothing wrong if you change the ID. ID is like your variable name. So some people write the variable name as int x comma y comma z. Okay. Some other people will write it as reg number and roll number, like this. Other people will write as product ID, like this. Some people will write PD. So which one is wrong? All of them are valid. Okay, which one you should use? Whenever you are getting a job, your employer will tell you which type of ID you are supposed to use. It. Follow that thing. As of now, use the short one because you will take a short time to write that thing during the examination. And you know very well what is important during the examination is the time is very critical. So if you write very lengthy things, you will end up in losing lot of time. So all this text box, this is text box number 1. What about the second place? Here you have the text box. ID is PB2. See very how short it is. Control to validate PB2. Okay. Range validator RV2. Okay. But other things, control to validate error message. Range must be there. You see maximum range, minimum range must be there. For color red. You don't have the other choice. You have to write it as it is. Then a date of birth, text box 3 TB3, control to validate TB3, range validator 3 RV3, done. Okay, and so on. So you can save lot of time by reducing this one. Everything has to be written between TR and TD. There is no other way. There is no shortcut. You have to write it as it is and run the program. So that's all you need to do it. What are the outputs? First of all, you have to show all the outputs. Let me save it. I hope I have not done any mistake there. First, you have to get all the thing there. Okay. You take the printout of this one. So where is okay. Then type the proper name. One is gone. Next one, date. You type the proper. Don't type the exceptional data. Okay. I am just giving some name. Okay. Department is CS. Address is Udupi. Okay, one will go. And phone number, first you type the same phone number and show that there is a compare validator. My personal request, you change this error message to something which makes sense and type the proper phone number 94456 7 like this, some phone number. Okay, and some phone number which is different from the other 98, next one 98 something. Okay. Email ID also, you just type money and then show error message and then not my name, definitely. And mail.com, let's say email.com, mail.com or gmail.com. I am not going to type Gmail and I am not here to type their product. So I just type mail.com. Okay. So I don't know whether mail.com exists, but anyhow, if it is exist, it is not their advertisement. So this is what a register number also, you type something, 356, that range you have to type it. Okay, this range, copy this, control C, and then make your last digit as 5. And now this is all, everything is proper. You notice everything is going to go fine. So this is what you're supposed to do it during the examination. Remember, you have to type this whole thing during the examination. What about button? So button is ASP button. Again, ID you can reduce it and say B1 for button. Run at server is there. Text is register. So this is what you have done. The text that you are going to see here is that register. That's what you are supposed to do. That's all in this exercise. Thank you for your interest. We will meet again in the other exercise. Thank you.